What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Eric, and in today's video we're talking about Terraformation, what Terraformation is, how to progress, and what are the Terraformation stages. So Terraformation is basically the way the game progresses, and it's when you're transforming a barren planet into a livable planet with plants, water, and oxygen. Livable for humans in this case. And to terraform the planet, you have to follow 4 different categories and achieve milestones for them. So the first one of them is oxygen. You can see we have this screen here. You can see how much oxygen you produced and also how much is produced per second. The same for heat, pressure, and biomass. And all of those combined will be your Terraformation Index, which you will see in the top right of your screen. And this screen shows you the Terraformation stages. There are various stages in the game of Terraformation, and if you are very early on in the game, you will see that the first stage is to achieve blue sky. So let's talk about the oxygen first. How do you increase the oxygen levels in your planet? So in order to increase the oxygen, especially early on in the game, you have to create vegetubes. You start with the vegetube tier 1. I have the vegetube tier 3 here, which are these ones. And you will need to create them, and you will need a seed to put on them. So once you click here, you can see that I have a seed inside, the golden seed, and this seed has an oxygen multiplier of 600. This one has an oxygen multiplier of 200, so they have different oxygen multipliers, and the higher it is, the more oxygen will be produced. And the best way to increase the oxygen levels in the game is through the tree spreader tier 3 that produces 12,500 oxygen per second. If you haven't unlocked the tree generator yet, the best way is to create algae generators and the biodome. So here is the biodome. And in the biodome, after you achieve the milestones, you'll be able to create those. The algae generator tier 2, biomass rocket, which increases the moss spread in the planet, flower spreader tier 2, food grower tier 2, and the tree spreader, but this one is the tier 1. Now let's talk about the heater, and the heater's objective is to throw heat in the atmosphere, of course. And in order to make the heaters, you will need iridium, which can be pretty difficult to find early on. And it's a good idea, once you unlock the ore extractor, you put the ore extractor in a cave that has iridium in order to get iridium faster, and then you can make more heaters. Heating is much more straightforward than the oxygen. You just need to build heaters. The higher the tier you have, you build them. And guess what's the best way to increase the heating in Planet Crafter? Heaters. And the best heater you have right now is the tier 4, and to build it you need iridium, sulfur, and super alloy. If you haven't unlocked the tier 4 yet, just build the highest tier you have until you unlock it. Now let's talk about pressure, how to increase pressure in the planet. So you can see right now on my screen we have drills. We have the tier 1 drill, tier 2, and tier 3. And just as the heating, it's very straightforward. You just need to place drills and they will increase the pressure of the planet. And increasing the pressure is very important because later on it will enable you to use automated ore mining. And the best way right now to increase the pressure is using the drill tier 4. And it can be built with 6 super alloys and 3 osmium. And if you haven't unlocked the tier 4 drill yet, just build the highest tier you have. So if your terraformation level is increasing very slowly, try to make terraformation even among the oxygen, the heat, and the pressure. It's difficult to know how to balance them and make them grow together. So what you can do is build a bunch of the same item. So let's say you build many vegetubes to increase oxygen and nothing happens. You don't see the index going up. If the oxygen doesn't work, then you build a bunch of heaters, and if you see that the Terraformation Index starts going up faster, you got it right, it's more balanced. And that's the best way to increase terraformation in your planet. is to keep the oxygen, heat, pressure, and biomass increase even. Now a question that some of you might have is that, can you idle in Planet Crafter? It's possible. If you're playing a difficulty level that doesn't drop anything or only drops it partially, you can stay in your base AFK and the Terraformation Index will increase. And you will notice in the beginning of the game that you have the oxygen, heat, and the pressure increases. You don't have the biomass. You will unlock the biomass as you progress in the game. And last but not least, let's talk about the Terraformation stages of the game. In the first stage, when you start off the game, is the Barren. There's not much going on except for rocks, ores, meteor showers, and through the lore of the game, it all indicates that visitors before you have failed in the terraformation progress. I don't want to give any spoilers though. Then the first stage you will achieve is the blue skies. The sky will change from red to blue. After that we have clouds. So clouds are added to your blue sky. Next up is rain. After rain you get liquid water. You will start to see some small pools in your planet. And then next up is lakes, is the one I am right now, only 15.78%. Then after lakes you have moss. It's where the biomass really kick in. And you have new aspects of the terraformation. After that we have flora. You will see more plants and grass in the planet. Then we have trees. You have the ability to grow trees. And the oxygen will get even higher with the trees. After the trees we got insects. It's the first sign of macro-sized life in the planet. After the insect stage comes fish stage, which is the last one we know currently of. And of course they will keep adding them as the game is developed, but at this stage of the development, the latest we have is fish. If you are in the insect stage or fish, probably you haven't seen any around yet, and it's because of the current development of the game. That's it for today's video, guys. Feel free to like and subscribe. Also comment below which stage of the terraformation you are, and see you in the next video.